What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So powering up POKESTOPS features has dropped in Pokemon Go. Let's go through how it works and then my thoughts, timestamps below as always. So I'll link below the blog post if you want to check it out, but pretty much you can now power a POKESTOP. The way you power them up is by doing AR mapping tasks. If you don't know, you can scan or do an AR mapping task at a POKESTOP or a gym once you're level 20. Every time you scan a gym or a POKESTOP, it'll contribute towards powering a POKESTOP. If 5 people scan a POKESTOP or a gym, it will be powered up to level 1. If 10 people scan it, it'll be powered up to level 2. And if 25 people scan it, it'll be powered up to level 3. I'm using a Legends Lima graphic, so shout out to them, but let's take a look at what you get from each level. If a POKESTOP is powered up to level 1, it will last at that level for 48 hours. Once you hit level 1, it'll be level 1 for 48 hours, and you're gonna be getting increased items every time you spin the POKESTOP. So I believe you're gonna be getting more berries or Pokeballs or things like that. And this is what it will look like. Next, if that POKESTOP hits level 2, so if you get 10 scans, it'll add additional 12 hours of duration onto the powered up duration. So let's say you have 20 hours left of your level 1 powered up POKESTOP and you hit level 2, then it'll add an extra 12 hours on. We're gonna be getting, of course, increased items, and I believe we're getting increased items at level 2, so more than level 1. And there's gonna be a new heart that you can get with your buddy by spinning that POKESTOP. If you spin a powered up POKESTOP that's at least level 2, you will get another heart. And by the way, this is what the level 2 powered up POKESTOP looks like. Finally, if that POKESTOP hits level 3, which is 25 people who have scanned the POKESTOP, you'll add an extra 12 hours on of whatever the time it's left. You're gonna, of course, get increased items. Of course, you're gonna get the bonus heart with your buddy Pokemon. And then also at POKESTOP, so if it's a POKESTOP that's powered up, you're gonna be getting increased spawns around. So I believe it's gonna be similar to a lure, I would say, in which more Pokemon will be spawning. I've yet to figure out how much Pokemon, but I might make a follow-up video on that. And then finally, if it's a gym that's powered up, you're gonna be getting extra 3 Premier Balls if you do a raid. So when you do that raid and you get that final encounter, you're gonna get an extra 3 Premier Balls to catch that legendary or whatever Pokemon you raided. And by the way, this is what the level 3 POKESTOP looks like. It's really that simple. It just requires people to do the AR tasks, and then once you hit the certain thresholds, you hit the levels and you get the bonuses. Now, what are my thoughts on this feature? I'm just gonna say this is a huge gimmick. I think there's a couple issues with this feature. First of all, half the time, most people with their phones, when they do AR mapping tasks, their phone completely crashes. If that's you, comment below, but I know so many people who open their phone to do AR mapping tasks and their phone just can't. Second of all, people don't like to do AR mapping tasks because it's such an awkward thing to do. Some people, like, you know, you're walking around a park and you're like, no, like, not a lot of people like to do that. Of course, you might, you know, enjoy looking like that guy, but that is an issue. Third of all, this is kind of just turning us into Niantic's like little worker bees. Now, of course, you are getting rewards for scanning these POKESTOPs, but if you don't know what Niantic is doing about when people scan these POKESTOPs, is they're pretty much taking all this information, this AR information, all these video footage, and they're trying to create an AR environment in which they can sell to other companies, since Niantic is an AR company, and use pretty much all the information that we're collecting by doing these tasks and use that information and sell it and make money off of it. Now, of course, Niantic has the right to do this and they can perfectly do this, and, you know, do it if you want. But for me, I don't really think the rewards are worth it. So when you do AR mapping tasks, you're kind of just giving Niantic free information which they can sell later, which of course is fine. You know, they have the right to do that, but you know, that's just something to note. Another issue I do have with this thing is it takes 25 people to get a POKESTOP to level 3. I'll be honest, I doubt POKESTOPs in my area get scanned at least, like, maybe one person scans them each day. There is no way at my local park that there's 25 people doing an AR scan. So I would say the only time this feature is really gonna be useful is gonna be during like community days, you know, Go Fest, when there's like a billion players out and people are scanning and they can power POKESTOPs and get a lot of powered up POKESTOPs. But I don't think in the majority of areas and majority of probably people watching where you guys play, there's gonna be a lot of powered up POKESTOPs, since AR mapping is just like not really worth it in the end. The only time I ever have done AR mapping tasks is when they reward Poffins. They're definitely worth it to just do a quick task to get a Poffin because that's a rare item. Then when it comes to scanning a POKESTOP and not even having a guaranteed chance of it being powered up, because it takes at least 5 people to power it up to level 1. So if you go ahead, scan a POKESTOP, you don't get anything unless 4 other people scan that POKESTOP. But honestly, unless you're in a super busy area like maybe New York or a huge city, or you're playing during a community day or a, you know, Go Fest of some sort, this feature I don't think is gonna get a lot of plays. And also I think there's a lot of issues. Niantic is really trying to force AR mapping on us, guys, and I just don't think it's a feature that really needs to happen. And I don't think the rewards are good enough. I'd love to know what you guys think about this feature. Are you gonna be using it in your local area, or do you think this is a gimmick? Comment below your thoughts. I would love to know, because we can get a discussion going, maybe figure out where this feature can be useful. Also, I might make a follow-up video on how many actual increased items and actually how many increased spawns are we getting from powered up POKESTOP, since right now it's kind of unclear. It just says increased items, but until further testing is done, we don't really know how much we're getting. Again, guys, comment below and let me know what you think of this feature. We're gonna see y'all in the next one. Follow for tips, everyone. Peace.